Lalantia show. Today I'm coming on to do the monthly energy reading for September 2020. If you stumble on this at some other point in time, maybe there's a message here that you need to hear. So I have lots of notes and I kind of want to go over just like the main points, the things that are most important to know. So September is the month that I'm launching my membership group. So Realms of Empowerment starts September 2nd, which I'm recording this the week before, but it is a membership group, so people can join at any point in time. But because I'm launching this membership group, I went really deep into the energy because I'm creating a journal that is for all of the members that really digs into the energy of September. So what I want to share here is like the main energy, the collective energy that's like everyone, that's affecting everyone in some way or another. Now remember that we all are affected by energy in different ways. We are influenced by the world around us, by the things that we are experiencing. So it can look a bit different to you, but this is just that collective energy. So remember to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Now, if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Lalantia. I'm a psychic realm channeler and energy healer. I specialize in working with the magical realms. I work with dragons, unicorns, mermaids, fairies, all different kinds of magical beings. I work with ascended masters, regular spirit guides, I work with galactic beings, I work with gods and goddesses, but it all comes down to deepening your connection with yourself and who you really truly are. That means connecting to aspects of yourself that you may not have had a conscious awareness of. Excuse me. So I am all about empowering you to live a life in alignment with your soul and to do the things that you are meant to do here now, and to recognize that you are an incredibly, incredibly powerful being. So I don't know where to start. Where do I start? Okay, so there are a few different things. I pulled two tarot cards a couple days ago to see, like the overall theme of the energy. But I think I'm going to get to them in just a few minutes. I'm going to first go into the other energy that I channeled for the month. So the first thing is we have the full moon is on the 2nd or 1st of September, 1st, 2nd. It happens like in between, depending on where you're located on the earth. So it is a full moon in Pisces. And so the energy that is coming forward around that is a lot of like freedom and liberation and intuition, connecting more deeply to our intuition and to who we are, but it's breaking down boxes. It's letting go of this conditioning, like another level of letting go of the conditioning. It's kind of in the theme this year, right? But it's really another layer of recognizing what isn't in alignment. We are really working on leaning into being able to create the new earth, or we are creating, not being able to, we are creating it, but we want to create it for like we want to hold that intention of what we are creating is for the highest and best good of all, that it is the ideal, amazing world. And one thing that they came forward with for September is that we need to dream our wildest dreams. We need to stop like containing ourselves with the conditioning of our society. So things are breaking down around us. We're seeing things are falling. We're seeing that things are changing, and they're going to continue to change. And it's going to be intense, and it's going to be a lot. But for September, it's really a lot of foundations for creating the new earth and visualizing and moving into that energy of what we want to create. Now, for some people, their job, their purpose in September and every month and whatever it may be, maybe it's just for September, like our purposes can change and grow and whatever, but it may be more frontline work of breaking down the old. Now, what is important in doing that is as we break down the old society, the old structures, the old patriarchy, we want to be clear on what we are creating. That's why it's so important that so many of us move forward into that energy, recognizing what we are creating and to dream our wildest dreams. Another thing that came through with is community. And I was like, oh, well, this is perfect because that's what my membership group is all about. It's all about community. It's all about coming together in a space where we can work together to create the new earth. And that's what my membership group is all about. So it is about so much of this energy. It's no coincidence that my membership group is launching in September because there's so much coming up that is exactly what I have been channeling for months. for my membership group and for the launch of it. So some other things that are coming up is like this energy of harmony and peace, but it's more like creating more of that energy and being able to sit in that energy even when there's chaos that reigns around us. So that may sound totally crazy and impossible, but it's not. And that's why meditation is really important. We want to really nurture that energy of harmony and peace to really allow that to expand and to grow and to deepen our trust in everything that is happening. Just trusting in the unfolding of things. That doesn't mean only trusting. Sometimes we have to take action. Another thing that is really big is that we are moving into like seeing things that we haven't ever seen before. So my notes say that things that are like there's this bridge in reality. So it's like things that have not been seen before are going to be visible. They're going to be made visible in September. So it's really important to trust in our intuition and really move like into what our truths are and not just take on other people's truths. So it's a really expansive energy and things being revealed to us, but it can be very scary for us. So you may have fears that come from it. But there's a lot of truths that are being revealed. And so being strong in your truth and what resonates with you and consistently building that within yourself is really, really important. So continue to connect to your truth and don't just take other people's truths as your own unless it deeply resonates with you. Control. Control, control, control. We are so controlled in this world. We are so controlled. And we're moving away from that. We're allowing that control that we have been seeing for so long to begin to fall. And that means that we are going to have to like push those comfort zones a lot because it's hard for us to release control. For one, we have to release control ourselves. We have to release control of how things are going to play out, what's going to happen, you know, all of the stuff that we feel like we need to control. We can't control it. We have to let it. We have to let it happen to a degree. But that comes into, you know, we're manifesting a better world, a new earth, right? So we're co-creators with the universe. And there is a point when we have to allow the universe to do its part. We can't control it. We can't hold so tightly to it that we push it away. There's a lot of dismantling energy. So the old ways of being, that controlling ways of being just in society in general is being dismantled, as being things are falling. And this has been happening for most of the year. We're just continuing in that energy. Now, it's really important that we recognize things beyond the normal, like looking beyond this physical world that we're in and seeing that there's so much more beyond it, and to spend a bit more time in that space. It's like grounding that energy to create the new earth, right? So it's like using our higher mind, connecting really deeply to kind of rise above the things that are happening here to see the bigger picture. Remember, there's always a bigger picture. So it can look really scary. It can be really alarming to us, but the other side of it, is it worth it? It is worth it. I believe it's worth it. So we have to break out of these boxes of our society and the things that we have been told are normal or the way that things need to be. We need to really connect deeply to our own truths and to allow these old ways to fall down. Intuition is really, really important. I mentioned it before, I'm pretty sure, but I want to stress that connecting to your intuition, your own intuition, is really, really important. We are manifesting more quickly. This is what I was shown, that we're manifesting things much faster, I guess, than we have in the past. That things can come really quickly. Now, there was an experience that I had a while ago. It was maybe 2 weeks ago. I was taken to the void, which is taking taking me out of the density of earth and the conditioning of earth and that heaviness of the experiences here, and it brought me up to the void. And when I was there, I was communicating with a consciousness, and the consciousness was showing me how quickly we can manifest the things that we desire. And I was like, well, we're still in the physical world, it's still dense, and we still have, like, things have to take time to unfold and whatever. And he was like, that's just limitations that you have placed on yourself. And it's a little bit hard for our human minds to conceive this. And when I was up there, I understood it perfectly. And then I came back down here and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how I can, like, like some of the things I'm manifesting, like, they're really big things. I need like hundreds of thousands of dollars, for the things that I'm manifesting. And there's all of these different, like, steps, right? But when I was up there, I was like, oh, well, this is, sure, I can do this. I'll have it happen in no time at all. And, no time at all for me up there, I think I was just in a different time doesn't exist there. So I think that it kind of can be a little bit confusing for us. A little bit is an understatement. It can be very confusing for us, but we are manifesting things really quickly. So these things that I'm creating, then what this consciousness had told me is, well, why haven't you manifested it yet? And it's like, well, because of this and this and this and this and this. And he's like, well, those are just beliefs, those are just fears, those are just limitations that you have. They're not real, they're not true. They're things that you have experienced, but they don't have to be truths. So it was really eye-opening to experience that, I guess, and see, that things don't have to take a long time. And to remember that we're also, like, kind of changing we see time linear, and it's not, like, that's not really how time works. And so I think that our human just has a really hard time with conceiving things in another way. Like, it's hard for us to understand that. So it's just have an awareness of that, that we're allowing the old to fall away so that we can step into the new, but we have to dream our wildest dreams to allow these new things to be created, or to create these new things, not allow them to be created. We are creating them, and we are creating them right now. So those are some of the things that are really important. As a collective that we're working with in the energy, we have a new moon that's in Virgo, so it's a more grounded energy. That's towards the end of the month. I think it's like I can't remember, I didn't write it down. 2 weeks after the second. So it is a more earthy energy, a more grounded energy. It is more of that releasing control in that new moon energy. We also have Mabon that is coming up. I think it begins on the 21st. Mabon is about looking back at the year and having gratitude for these experiences that we have had. And this is having gratitude and just acknowledging our growth for the year. And even though the year was kind of a rough year for most people, there is blessings in the difficult things. So Mabon is about kind of looking at those blessings, being grateful, and just recognizing that, wow, like, I learned a lot. Like, this experience was really painful when I went through it, but it really taught me this and this and this and this. And really, like, looking at what it really is, right? Like, these lessons are teaching us, and they are pushing us into expansion. They're helping us move into who we really truly are. So that's what Mayone is about. There's more as well, but that's kind of a brief overview of some of the stuff that I know that we're going to be talking about and going into in my membership group. And that includes doing some sort of ceremony. So in the membership group, we will do the full moon circle on the 2nd, September 2nd. And we'll be doing the new moon ritual on whatever day that is, or the day next to it, depending on the day. And then the Mabon ritual. So they will all be journeys. The Mabon and the new moon could be together, but I think that they're far enough apart that they probably have to be separate. But for the full moon, it's 3 full days. Like, we're going deep into the energy for 3 days for launching this membership group. I'm taking it further. And so if you're watching this later in the month, know that you can join the group. You can still go back. You can still catch the replays of all of that. So it's going to be really powerful. And plus, I channel for everyone in the group every other week. So twice a month, I will channel for everybody in the group. It is $97 to join. So just a heads up on that, and that is something that you can consider if you feel called to take things deeper. Now, the 2 cards that I got for the month, first of all, I didn't pull this card, but when I came on, or when I was starting to come on, I kept seeing the Strength card, and the Strength Tarot card. So I think that's kind of the theme for the month. Remember, we had to be strong. We had to continue to be strong as we move through September, just like every other month, and really being like rooted and firm in your energy, remembering to like be in your own power. The next one that we have is a Hierophant, and it is about spiritual leadership or leadership and traditions. And a lot of time traditionally, it's about honoring our traditions and really understanding like the positive aspects of our traditions. Now, I want to say that this card, when I was channeling with it, what I was getting is that we need to find ways of seeing things in new eyes. That means that some of our traditions are going to fall away, and we're going to create new traditions. So we're creating a new earth. That means that we may be moving. You can be moving into a sacred old energy, or you can create a new energy and new traditions. And so that is really important. Also, releasing judgment of other people's beliefs to stand in your own. So you don't have to judge other people for their beliefs, but allow yourself to believe whatever feels right to you. You don't have to fit into anybody else's boxes. And then, like I said, creating traditions that are aligned with you and who you really truly are. So like for me, I grew up in a religious family, religious traditions. I chose to have different traditions for myself. While some of those have kind of been changed to fit my own belief systems, some of them have kind of fallen away. You know, I'm not celebrating Christmas, but I kind of celebrate it in my own way. And there's some traditions that I keep around Christmas, and there's some that I've changed. There's some things that I brought in that feel better for me, and I'm sure this year I'll bring in new ones. So those kinds of things. Now, spiritual leader, it's a lot of this is coming up around being in your power and being able to stand strong in who you are so that you can be a spiritual leader for other people. Now, that may not be for you. This is for some people, though. That is something that you are being reminded of, that you are a leader. Stand as a leader. Remind yourself what is important to see in a leader, to, be a leader that may not have judgment of other people, that can be more accepting and loving of others' belief systems, like I had talked about before, but still being able to speak your truth and stand strong in your own beliefs, but doing so in a respectful way, to some degree at least, of others. So the other card that came up is the Page of Cups, and this is a pretty fantastic card, actually. So the Page of Cups is about water. It's a water and creativity, intuitions, feelings, emotions, creative inspiration, that kind of thing. So this card is perfect for September, for everything that I've already talked about. This is about like investigating new aspects of yourself and who you really truly are. It means breaking down that box, like I had mentioned before. Embracing more of your own wisdom and who you really truly are. It is about developing your psychic abilities more. I talked about intuition already. Showing your feelings, being honest in your feelings, letting people see yourself authentically, allowing new aspects of yourself to come forward. Trusting in yourself more. So Page is a messenger. So that is this message of remembering that these aspects of yourself, who you really truly are, who you are becoming, who you choose to become. And this also came up as dream impossible dreams. Once again, we have the dream impossible dreams. So I'm going to say the theme for September is releasing control yourself and the control that others may have, allowing yourself to see a world with less control, whether it's you controlling things or somebody else controlling things, a place where you can have freedom, liberation, exploring what freedom is for you. Take time in September to really explore what freedom is for you. I have my clients do this all the time. Like, we need to know what freedom feels like. And when we begin to explore what freedom is for us, then we feel that, and then we can create more of that, because that's really what we desire, is freedom, right? Um, it is important to examine your emotions, like move through your emotions, um, and not really like, no bypassing. Let's put it that way. I don't believe in spiritual bypassing. No bypassing. Allow yourself to see what is really going on, but allow yourself to dream the impossible dreams and look at what you really truly want and what is holding you back from having those dreams happen. So for me, I have my big dream of what I am creating, and then I have those things that I feel are keeping me from creating them. So besides COVID, there are other things that are keeping me, that I believe are keeping me from creating it. Money, um, other attachments to other things. I'm trying to like word this carefully. That are in my world right now that I'm not sure if I am able to completely let them go, like legally. There are beliefs that it's going to be too hard, that it's too much work, or that I'm not capable of it. Those types of things. And I've actually worked through a bit of this since that time when I went up and went to the void and examined some of these things. So I've moved through some of this, and that's why it's a little harder actually for me to think of what they all were, because I've really released some of them. But some of it is, it's a lot of stuff to move through. There's a lot of work there. So I think that's pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about for the month of September. Um, Hopefully this helps you a little bit in navigating the energy in my membership group, and I'm sure a little bit in my free group, Sorceress Circle, as well. We will be taking this deeper. In the membership group, I have journaling prompts, I have tarot spread, or oracle spread, if you want to use oracle cards, that allows you to really dig deep into this energy, but more and more precise, like more, like I can channel more deeply for the group because of specific people in the group and in the energy of the group, right? So I can channel for what the group needs. And so in the journal, then I'm able to make the tarot spread and the journaling prompts go deep, specifically for the people who are in there. And then of course we'll be doing healings together in the moon circles, in the Mabon ceremony. I'm not sure if there's going to be healing in the Mabon ceremony, although the experience itself is a healing experience, but it's about celebration. So I think that might be more of a celebratory energy, but it is very, very powerful. It's an incredible experience. I am so excited to have it launch next week from the time I'm recording this anyways. So I know that this is going to be up for forever. I don't know, however long it's up on YouTube. So if you're stumbling on this and it's some year in the future or someday in the future, and you are curious about my membership group, then click the link, see if it's still up, or you can shoot me a message or comment. Sometimes I don't see the notifications for comments on YouTube, so I apologize if I don't reply to some comments, but I do try my best to come and check out, anybody's comments. But once this video gets buried, I may not see the comments, but if I'm notified, I will. So, but like I said, like, you can always reach out to me. You can find me on social media, so on Facebook, on Instagram, and you can find me on my website, lalantia.com. So all the links are below. You can check it out, and I will talk to you guys, or I will see you on the next video. Bye.